All right, guys, here we go. This is an electrolytic cell. So electrolytic cells are different than voltaic cells. This electrolytic cell has sodium sulfate solution in it. So it's labeled sodium sulfate up here. If you can see that it's up there, it's labeled sodium sulfate. And so these have two tubes that are connected, and their electrical leads or electrodes are down here. The crusty stuff is salt because it's sodium sulfate, and some of it has leaked out. I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to start getting bubbles developing here. I get bubbles in this column and in this column. And you can see I get twice as much volume in this column as this column. That's related to the ratio of gases that are being produced. So in this, I'm going to get, this is my cathode. That's where I'm going to get my hydrogen gas. And my anode is going to produce oxygen gas. I'll break down the or how you would sort out this electrode in another short video that we'll have near this one so that you can help understand it. But as this oxygen gas is being produced, there's a different rate, and you'll note in this case that the cathode is the black lead and that the anode is the red lead. That's opposite to our voltaic cells because this is a non-spontaneous reaction. I've got to supply electricity for this reaction to occur. If I don't supply electricity, the electron will shut down entirely. So if I disconnected it, it stops the flow of electrons and the bubbles stop being produced. When I reconnect it, they get going again. We're going to show you quickly the two tests for oxygen gas and the hydrogen gas. And so those two gases, the tests for those are pop test and a glow test, or a glowing splint test. And so hopefully this works well enough. The glowing splint test, essentially fire requires some oxygen to continue to burn. So I'm going to have that as a glowing splint, and I'm going to collect my oxygen gas in this tube, and if things work out awesome, then I might be able to get my splint, which is a glowing splint. So when it gets oxygen, it glows brighter. If it works, it reignites. And so it's found the oxygen in there, and once it's used up, it extinguishes. I'll turn this off for, I guess, safety reasons. And then I'm going to collect the hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is much less dense than air, and so I'm going to keep this inverted. And the test for it is the pop test, and the pop test tells us that that was a hydrogen gas. Hopefully that helps you sort things out.